Okay, and here's my boat. Like I said, it's an old whitewater boat. It's a creaking boat, a Prejean and Budo. I wouldn't recommend someone getting into kayak fishing to go out and just buy an old whitewater boat and use it. They're not very stable, especially for a beginner paddler. It's got a round hull on the bottom, so it is a bit tippy. I've paddled whitewater for quite a long time, so I'm very used to it, and I'm extremely comfortable in this boat. I would just look out, dog. Come on, Sherm, get out of the way. Yeah, so again, I bought this thing. I'm using this because this is what I had, and my money's going towards tuition at the moment, so can't spend a lot of it on this gear, but still want to get out there. Okay, I'll give you guys a quick overview of what I got on it. Okay, on the front there, it's an 1.25" coupling. It's bolted on with a stainless bolt to the handle there. I use that for my cage gaff. So the gaff end just slides in there, and just the tension that puts on tightens up nice. It's nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. I've paddled all over the place with that thing in there. The only thing I don't like about it is that sharp point sticking out the end. I should figure out some kind of sheath or guard for the end of that, especially if you're with another person. But if I'm out by myself, it works really good. It's nice and easy access for me to grab. So I'll be fighting the fish on the side and smack. Got him. Okay, rod holder. This rod holder here, I built out a piece of, I think it's 8-inch PVC water line. I got it off an old construction site. They were just throwing it out. I went and asked the guys if I could grab it. They had about a 3-foot piece there, so I can make a couple more of these. And it works excellent. It's the rod here. It just sits in there like that. And I drilled this. I put a bungee cord on here. And it goes around, and there's a notch in this side. It slides into. So it's nice and secure. I also have a rod leash here that I built out of an old charger cord. Let's see it there. Attached it to the rod holder as well. Oh, Doug. And yeah, it works fantastic. And this is basically free, right? This bungee cord stuff you can get at the dollar store too for about, well, for $1. So there's no need in buying an expensive rod holder. Put an arbor knot in the end of it, and you slide it up right around here on the rod. Tighten it up, and you're good for the day. Okay, fish finder. Okay, the fish finder mounted to the same base as my rod holder here. This is a piece of 1/8-inch Lexan polycarbonate. If you're going to do something like this, work with Lexan or polycarbonate. Don't get acrylic. Acrylic shatters. It's a pain to drill. This isn't. Lexan or polycarb is nice to drill. It's easy to cut, and it works great. I mean, it's tough stuff. And just to keep everything fairly even on this uneven hull, I got a piece of old outfitting foam here that I just used to mount through. And these are all the holes drilled in this boat, or there's no holes drilled in the boat. Everything mounted here is with existing holes. So there's some gear loops, like this guy right there. There's one on the front. I just removed that this loop there, the bar, and used the holes, longer bolts to mount all that gear on. Okay, inside here, that's my big mess, my shameful electrical job. I really need to change that out. It's just made with stuff I had around the house. I had for free. When I have a little more cash, I'm going to build a proper battery mount. It's just running off AA's right now. It lasts about 10 trips with 8 AA's, so I'm not worried about it for efficiency or anything like that. But I'm an electrical engineering student, and that is just too ugly. It bothers me. I'll have to change that one day. But for now, it's working good. Transducer is mounted down there. It's just shooting through the hull. another piece of outfitting foam, taped it down with Gorilla Tape. That Gorilla Tape is awesome stuff. It's been down there for 3 months. The corners are just starting to lift on the Gorilla Tape, and only in some places. It's not budging. I've tried gluing that thing down with some spray adhesive, and it just seems to come up all the time. But this Gorilla Tape has been the best thing I've found so far. And a little Vaseline inside the hole there that I cut in the outfitting foam, and sticks in. That way nothing's permanent to my boat. I want to be able to use this boat again for creeking, running whitewater. Okay, on the back here, I wanted my bait rod out there to catch some bait fish, some live bait. So I just tie wrapped the pool noodle on, cut the pool noodle up so my reel fit in there, and it holds good. You don't even know what's on there. I have rolled this thing before with all the gear on top. It rolls fine. With the rod out of the hole, of course. But if you know how to hand roll, if you're fighting, I never flipped over while fighting a fish. That might be a little hairy, but I have tried it in a lake. Rolled over with the rod in my hand, and I can hand roll back up, no problem. Yeah, inside I just keep I don't have them in there right now, but I usually put my float bags in, and I got some dry bags with lunch and my radio, GPS, stuff like that. My lures, throw a few extra lures in the back there, but I keep the ones I'm going to be using out in the water inside my paddling vest. On the rod here, I'll show you guys my slide swivels I made. So this guy here is just a piece of toilet line extender. You can get 2 feet of this stuff at Home Depot for $1. So I just cut it up, use a countersink on the ends to smooth it out, and drill a small hole and run 20-pound test down to a snap swivel. I use 20-pound test here. I've seen guys use tie wraps on it. I like the weight to break off if I hook the bottom, if I get it snagged up. So I use 20-pound test on there. You lose the weight, you don't lose the whole rig. And I threw a chunk of surgical tubing on here just so that the weight's not smashing into the palm and knot of my coast lock swivel. Okay, I guess that's about it. The dog looks like he wants to go for a walk, so I hope you guys get some ideas from this. These ideas aren't all mine. They're mostly stuff I found on the internet, modified to meet my needs. Okay, keep your lines in the water.